All right, this is some aural skills, guided, what have you. We're going to start by just singing some intervals. Let's start by just humming some fourths. Let's start here. And I'm just going to hum down and up by perfect fourths, and you can just follow along with me. And I should have landed on D flat. Let's do that again. And one of the things you can do while you do this is keep track of what pitch you would be on, and you can use this keyboard here as a way of tracking that. I may at certain points jump down or up an octave just to allow myself to keep moving. So feel free to do that yourself whenever you need. There's a loud engine sound happening now. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let's start on this F again. So we're starting on an F. Okay. Think about what pitch that should have been. There were a couple octave shifts in there. That should have been an A flat. A little out of tune, but not bad. Good. Let's do one more of those. Maybe this time, as I'm learning how to do this better, I'll try to give up for I'm going to move up a fourth, down for I'm going to move up down a fourth, and I'll give a fist, a fist of solidarity when I'm going to jump an octave, and also when I want to express solidarity. Okay. Start on a C. That should have been a C. Good. Okay. Excellent. It's good to have all, part of the reason of doing something like this is you're just sort of like getting, you're swimming around in perfect fourths, which helps you get a sort of auditory memory of what that sounds like. And another part of this is when you have the keyboard, or you could use a staff, or you could use your instrument of preference, it doesn't really matter. Having a visual cue as well alongside that, where you're thinking, if you follow my cursor, right? And so you're, when you have both of those things working at once, when you have the auditory thing, which is like a ledge to hang on to, and you have the visual component as well, that's much better than either of those on their own. So that's part of the thinking for something like this. So that was our warm-up. I haven't been singing much, so my voice is probably going to go. Let's do some chromatic stuff. Let's do a chromatic scale. Sure. Do, do. Find an octave that works well for you. So I'm gonna do this once, and how about you repeat after me? Do, do, ra, do, re, do, me, do, mi, do, fa, do, fi, do, so. And go. And do. Do, fi, do, so. Sing do. Do. There it is. Let's do that again together. Do. Here we go. Do, ra, do. Actually, let me do all sharps on the way up. That's more consistent. I tricked you there. Do, di, do, re, do, me, do, mi, do, fa, do, fi, do, so. Back to do. Do. Good. Let's go all the way up the octave. So repeat after me again. Do, ra, do, re, do, me, do, mi, do, fa, do, fi, do, so, do, le, do, la, do, te, do, ti, do, do. Try that, and here we go. Do, ra, do, re, do, me, do, mi, do, fa, do, fi, do, so, do, le, do, la, do, te, do, ti, do, do. Good. I'm not being consistent in the syllables I'm using. I said I was going to use all sharps, but I'm not doing that. What I am doing is kind of using the syllables that are most relevant to thinking about harmony. So I'm using ra instead of d because we are dealing with Neapolitans and our harmonic dictations, and ra is something that's relevant. I'm using lay instead of say because we see lays a lot in minor keys, and lay instead of C because we see lay a lot. And in terms of modal mixture, the difference between lay and la is kind of a relevant thing there. So somewhat arbitrary. It doesn't really matter which syllables you're using, though part of this is good to memorize the syllables. Let's do that again together, all the way up to the octave. Do, and again, be following. I'll do it with my cursor this time. Follow the pitches. Do. Here we go. One, and here we go. Do, ra, do, re, do, me, do, mi, do, fa, do, fi, do, so, do, le, do, la, do, te, do, ti, do, do. Good. Let's jump around a little. Actually, no. Let's go from the top down. Do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, le, do, so, do, fi, do, fa, do, mi, do, me, do, re, do, ra, do, ra, do. That was a little out of tune. Do. Let's do, why don't you do you? You do all the way down chromatically. Do, ti, do. Here we go. And here we go. Do, ti, do, te, la, le, so, fi, fa, do, mi, me, do, re, do, ra, do, do. Do. Some of these you've probably, certain intervals will be trickier than others. For me, finding re and ra were tricky. Maybe not surprising because they're the bigger intervals. These are moments when solfege can actually help us. Do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, le. For instance, le. Hearing le, you don't necessarily have to be like, okay, what's that interval? It's a major third, and I'm trying to hear a major third. You can be trying to hear lay. What is lay? Lay is that thing that resolves down to so. Lay is a lowered 6th scale degree in a tonal context. Right? The point of these solfege syllables isn't just to have a syllable to sing, consistently. It's to have a syllable which is attached to a kind of a functional attitude of that pitch. We end up, if we're singing do all the time on our scale degree 1, we end up associating do with the things that scale degree 1 do, the things that scale degree 1s do in major and minor keys, which is like B fairly inert, B sort of easy to find, B the sort of place you lead back to. Lay is that thing that wants to do, le, so, me, do, me, so, le, so, right? It has that relationship to so. So if you're trying to find do, do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, le, so, do, le, do, ra, do, ra, do. To better find ra, which is the one I had trouble with, do. Maybe it's not a great idea to try to find a major 7th downward interval, which is maybe tricky in the abstract. Do, ra, do. One way to make this easier is to think do, ra, ra, do. Is to really think up a half step and then bring it down the octave. Do, ra, ra, do. Right? Anyways, let's try that again together. From the top to the bottom. Do, ti, do. And go. and do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, le, do, so, do, se, do, re. Shoot. Let me do that again. I messed up. Do. What syllables do I want? Do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, le, do, so, do, fi. I'll stick with fi, do, fa, do, mi, do, me, do, re, do, ra, do, do. Let's do that together. Do, going out of tune a little. Here we go. And do, ti, do, te, do, la, do, le, do, so, do, se, do, fa, do, mi, do, me, do, re, do, ra, do, do. Good. The other thing you can hear is like when you get to mi, do, mi, you start to hear that strong sense of being in A major, right? Do, mi, do, me minor, do, re, second scale degree, you can really hear it wanting to resolve down to do, re, do, ra, do. Right? Good. Let's do one more exercise in this short session. This is meant to simulate what you could do in a practice room, if we had practice rooms at the moment, on a daily basis, or just with your instrument, or with a dumb online piano, stupid sounding thing like this, just to plunk some pitches and to see, again, to have that visual component. So this is something you can, these exercises, I just coming up with some that you could do any number of things. Let's practice our sevenths. Do, ti, do. Sing that with me. Do, ti, do. And hear that half-step resolution. Again. Do, ti, do. Start here. Do. Go. Do, ti, do. Do, ti, do. Let's start on this. This is our new do. Do, ti, do. Do, ti, do. New do. Do, ti, do. Do, ti, do. New do. Do, ti, do. Go. Do, ti, do. New do. Do, ti, do. Do, ti, do. Let's do the same thing, jumping around, changing dos, changing keys, so to speak. This time let's try to find V's. So these are two intervals that people often mix up. The tritone, do to fi, and the major seventh, do to ti. So let's do do to fi now. Let's start on C. Do, fi, sol, and we'll resolve it to so instead of resolving it to do. Do, fi, sol. Do all of these with me. Do, fi, sol. What if this is our do? Do, fi, sol. Do that again. Do, fi, sol. What if this is our do? Do. Oh. So, when in doubt, if you can't find the fi, like I just couldn't there, find the so. Do, so, fi, and then get the fi from there. Okay, so let's do that one. Do, fi, oh, Washington Post. Great. Do, fi, so. No, think so. Do, fi, so. And I'm going to use my cursor now. Do, fi, so. 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 Good. So another thing you can do is just jumping around, finding those F's. Let's do Ta's now. Let's do minor sevenths. Do, te, do. Hear how big that whole step seems. Do, te, do. Do, ti, do. With me? Do, te, do. Do, ti, do. Do, te, do. Big whole step. Do, ti, do. Small half step. Let's move around. Do, te, do. Do, te, do. Do, te, do. Ti, do, ti, do. Oh, I got confused. Do, ti, do. Do, te, do. Follow my cursor to see what I'm going to sing. Do, ti, do. Do, te, do. Do, ti, do. Do, te, do. Nope. Do, te, do. Do, ti, do. Do, te, do. Do, ti, do. Good. Good. That was about 23 minutes. That's enough for today. Hope you're all doing well. See you soon.